Hello, this is my video submission of Castlevania 1 80% for ESA Summer 2019. This is a pretty short run, so I'll be trying my best to explain most of the major tricks that are gonna be happening throughout it. And yeah, I think I can start. I'll press start and time is gonna start as soon as I gain control of Simon, which is right about now. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna be trying to do is to get a stopwatch drop. The preferred way to get it is to get it off of the zombies in this screen. Okay, I got my bad pattern, I still have a chance. The way it works is there's a frame counter going from the beginning of the screen, and every 16 frames of that frame counter, the game checks if an enemy is being killed on that exact frame. And if it is, the enemy drops an item, which is dependent on the stage I'm on and how many item drops I've already gotten. It just so happens on a fresh file on stage 1, you always get a stopwatch as your first item drop. So I didn't get it. The backup is to stand in this pixel perfect position and get that stopwatch. It's a pretty good manipulation. And then I just do that damage boost to leap over to this platform and skip the entirety of the sewer sections on the bottom that you normally have to go through. Alright, I'm approaching the boss of this stage. I'm gonna be trying to go for a critical hit glitch, which if I do get, it's gonna allow me to hit it in one hit, so we're hoping. Okay, that's fine. It's a frame perfect trick. The way it works is you have to hit an enemy on the exact same frame someone gets hit. If that happens, the enemy receives much more damage than normal. And more specifically, if that trick is done on stairs, the enemy gets one hit, which is very nice for that boss. Okay, stage 2, I'll be taking this opportunity to talk about frame rules. It's right on these doors. This screen happens to be one of the tightest frame rules in the game, which I did get. If you're familiar with the concept of frame rules from Super Mario Bros. 1, it's the exact same concept. You can only go through those doors every 16 frames, and if the game needs to slow someone down to meet those 16 frames, it's gonna do so by slowing down the door opening animation. So it's a good thing to know for most of the run. There's a lot of doors. That damage boost allows me to skip the entirety of the section on the right, which is pretty long. Be ready to see those damage boosts happening throughout pretty much the entire run. Right here too. Okay. And I'm already approaching the boss, which I do have a Holy Water for. If I execute this strategy correctly, the fight is gonna be pretty trivial. So, we'll see. Come on, that was shot, which is pretty nice. Okay, good fight. The Holy Water basically just allows me to stun lock Medusa and pretty much not pose any threat. Okay, that was stage 2, and here comes stage 3, which is one of the hardest stages in the game. Most screens in this stage they have difficult tricks basically in each of them. Even this first screen with this damage boost. Nice. Next screen, a lot of variance with the patterns, both from the birds and from the skeletons. Okay, I got the invisibility potion, so I can just free to go through. And you might be wondering why I picked up that axe. Why on earth would I want an axe for this stage? And reason being, I actually do not want the axe. I actually want this cross. So I need the axe to pick up this cross. The cross is gonna allow me to get a faster boss fight at the end. You'll see, hopefully. Nice, I got that rosary, saves a frame rule, makes the screen safer. Okay, pretty good. Stage 09, I'm gonna be trying to get some item drops. If I don't get the invisibility potion, I'm gonna do a manipulation strategy for both the enemies and the mummies. Okay. So manipulation it is. I'm just gonna be doing granite attacks. Like that. Okay, I'm still gonna do the manipulation despite the potion. Okay, so now just go to the right. And what I got the cross for is this. Boom. And there's this glitch where if you use a cross on in between two entities, it basically hits each entity every other frame. And allows for a very fast fight there. So that's basically the reason why I want to cross. Okay, stage 4. I'm gonna be trying to go for what's known as cave skip. It's a 2-frame window, so hopefully I get it. If I do get it, it's a 7 seconds time save. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got it. Okay. So this allows me to walk above the ceiling and skip a platform cycle instead. Normally you'd have to go all the way down below, which is pretty slow. And I'm gonna be collecting the whip upgrade. It's not optimal technically to get the whip upgrade, but makes the run very hard. Just for safety, I'm gonna pick it up. Okay. Now this screen is just all about memorization, really. There. And okay, looks like I'm gonna be able to do the screen perfectly. Okay, and I'm pretty much already at the boss. I'm gonna pick up my double shot and do a boss buffer. And that's to manipulate these bone dragons to give me favorable patterns. Okay, and just as Medusa, I have the Holy Water, so I can just unlock this boss. There we go. And pick up the orb, and on to stage 5. Already approaching the end of the run. Stage 5, I think, is the stage that gives casual players the most trouble. But for this run, I think it's pretty trivial once you actually do know how it's laid out. Okay, right here. I have to go through this. I'm gonna do a safer damage. Okay, I got pretty unlucky there. And it's the same concept as just item drops in stage 1. I killed that skeleton on a very precise frame, and ended up giving me the invisibility potion. I was gonna try and go for a damage boost, but unfortunately I couldn't go for it because I was invisible. That's fine. Things that happen. There was a damage boost earlier on that ends up being the gatekeeper for a lot of runs off of that bone. You can either get a fast bone or a slow bone. It's a difference of a few frames. Okay, another damage boost right there. I picked up some meat, mostly for safety. If I don't get that meat, I have to go for a 4-frame trick, which is one of those tricks where I either get it or die, so again, just for safety, it's better to pick it up. And keep breezing through the stage. Like these knights, for some reason, when they're hit by holy water, not only their hitbox disappears, but they just die, which is a very good coincidence for us. It just allows me to completely ignore those knights. Okay, one more hearts. Right here will be the 4-frame window. We'll have to throw that holy water at that one pillar to stun it. I only have a 4-frame window to do it quickly. There's the famous hallway that it's supposedly very hard, but just having holy water there makes it pretty easy. And death is another one of the boss fights that I have to that I can just stun lock. it wasn't exactly the most optimal fight, but I managed. Yeah, on to stage 6, which final few minutes of the run. Which contains the Dracula fight. It's basically the second opportunity where I get to go for the critical hit glitch. If I do get the pattern for it, I'll go for it. I'm gonna try and go for a 2-cycle fight, which requires a 1-frame input. That's what I like to call it, where basically I have to go for a frame-perfect trick with my controller. So basically I have to press both left and A at the same time to do a backwards jump. Then I have to go for a frame-perfect trick, that being the critical hit. That's assuming I even get the good pattern for it's RNG based. Okay, a few damage boosts here. Go through the section. Oh, I actually missed that one. That's fine. Though now I'm gonna have to pick up the safety needs. So there, stop time, and get this. Good. And I'm just landing. Nice. Okay. Only thing that's left is Dracula. So. Let's see. Okay, first thing I'm gonna pick up this cross. And then just pick up hearts. Okay, there's 2 possible patterns you can choose. I'm hoping for a slow pattern. Okay, that's the slow pattern. Okay. That was almost the 2-cycle. That's fine. Good thing is, if I miss the 2-cycle, I can still go for a 3-cycle, assuming I get the backwards jump. Right here, the King Monster again, I can just unlock him. Unfortunately, I didn't get the triple shot, which would have helped considerably, but it's fine. Just to manage with a single. And time is when I collect the orb. And that is Castlevania 1. Again, pretty short run, but I think there's always something interesting happening in this run, and so that's why I think this run should be showcased. Alright, have a nice day.